Hi, everyone. First Alert Meteorologist Scott Gaglardi here with your First Alert weather at a morning. It's TGIF, right? We're looking at temperatures across the state that are quite variable. Some areas seeing 20s and 30s, other spots seeing 40s to near 50 already. But this is a big change from what we're going to see as early as tomorrow when some towns, it's not everybody, but some towns will reach 70 or better, and in some cases well up into the 70s. So a lot of weather to talk about. Let's get right into it. We'll look outside first. Here's Mystic. Notice a beautiful shot. A lot more boats heading into the marina there. So a sign of the times for sure that we have spring upon us, and eventually these boats will be in use on a nice warm winter day. Not seeing that though, not yet anyway. Hartford looks good. Traffic's moving along just fine. Temperature right now in the capital city, 42 degrees. Notice the wind, though. It's out of the south. Not that north and northwesterly wind that we saw yesterday. This southwest breeze will bring in some milder air. Middletown, looking at the Aragoni Bridge. You see Route 9 on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, also moving along just fine. The Connecticut River, iceless. So it's a good thing, I guess, right? That's where things should be headed for the end of March. Hard to believe, only 3 days left. This is the last weekend of March coming up for tomorrow. Now, New Haven looks good, but notice the temperature already near 50 with a breeze there out of the west-southwest at 9. A beautiful shot, though. Notice the green is definitely greening up, which is a nice change. And if you look at the trees, you can almost see the red bulbs and buds starting to pop out. Now, checking in on March, seeing as we are towards the end of the month, we've had the warmest temperature. That was back on, where's that, 69? The 19th. So a couple days ago, last Wednesday, 69. Coolest temperature, 30. Look at that on the 2nd. So a wide range of temperatures. And coming up for tomorrow, there could be some towns that have a 30-degree difference at the same time. Northeastern parts of our state could be stuck in the 30s to near 40, where southwestern parts of the state are 70s, well up into the 70s. As far as rainfall, we've been doing good. Been getting big improvements on the drought monitor. We'll add to these totals a bit tonight, and then maybe a little bit tomorrow, but more on Sunday night into Monday. More widespread rain expected, though, later in the day on our Monday. Depending on what time that comes through, we can add to our March totals in a pretty decent way. Temperatures right now, though, we've replaced any of the 20s that we saw earlier this morning, especially through Tolland and Willimantic. Now they're up into the 30s. Everybody else quickly climbing into the 40s, though. Today's going to be a much more mild day, and it is just a preview of what's on the way for tomorrow. Everybody's up anywhere from 3 to as much as 15 degrees right now, more mild in Meriden than you were this time yesterday. First Alert Live Radar skins the state completely dry. This will change, though. We're talking tonight. We're looking at some rainfall comes in. The daylight hours today are just fine. As we approach sunset, clouds will begin to overspread the state, and then rain comes in, say, anytime around and after midnight. But some of that rainfall could be on the light to even, I'd say, moderate side at times. As far as your drought monitor, the most subtlest of changes, if you want to see, just to show that these maps are different, look towards Salisbury on last week versus this week. A little bit of, not even improvement. It looks like the parts of Litchfield County back into the moderate drought. But we need continuous rainfall over, and we're going to see it. I mean, there's going to be several chances over the next 7 days. So by next week, April, those April showers will bring the May flowers. Now, tonight, notice the temperatures. They don't fall hardly at all tonight. Upper 40s is all we're talking about. But the rain starts anytime around midnight, maybe as early as 11 p.m., and it continues through 2, 3, starts to wind down around 4 or 5 a.m., and by morning, by the sunrise, we're doing okay. There is a partial solar eclipse tomorrow. It all depends on these clouds, and it's right at sunrise, so you'd really need a pretty unobstructed eastern view to be able to see it. But if that's something you are looking forward to possibly seeing, we'll keep an eye on the clouds, but just make sure you bring those. Remember the glasses we used last April? You'll need those again to be able to see it. This is partial. It's not really, you wouldn't really even notice it unless you use those glasses to see that moon going in front of the sun for a brief period of time around sunrise tomorrow. Now, as far as temperatures across the eastern half of the U.S., there's a big bubble of warmth. Remember, parts of Kansas City, Tulsa, Dallas, they're a couple hours behind us. So they're 6 a.m. and it's already in the 60s, 70 in New Orleans. And see that 74 in Miami? Yeah, that'll likely be up in the Northeast by tomorrow afternoon. Washington, D.C., you're 49 right now. Tomorrow afternoon, you could reach 80. So, wow, they could really see some very warm weather, summer-like warmth down in the Midwest, or I should say the Mid-Atlantic. As far as your satellite and radar, though, across the eastern half of the U.S., notice those showers to the west through Ohio and Indiana and up through Wisconsin. That's what makes its way in here tonight. This is all associated with a warm front that will be lifting across the state. Here locally, we're seeing a couple areas of maybe some light mist or sleet pellets. First thing this morning, that has all completely come to an end at this hour. First look at Futurecast, so we're going to fast forward to tomorrow afternoon, just because the big deal this weekend will be the warmth versus the cold, the battle of the air masses, we'll call it. Now, notice there's a boundary right over Connecticut. I mean, we're talking Torrington through just to the south of Hartford and then out through Old Saybrook, Groton, New London area. And anywhere north of there, temperatures 40s, low 40s, upper 30s. South of there, 70s, mid and upper 70s in some cases. Right along that boundary, though, we're talking, say, middle and upper 60s. But when you have an air mass that is that sharp of a cutoff and within a 30 to 40 mile range, yeah, it's going to be just a notable difference across Connecticut tomorrow, depending on if you're up at the Storrs campus or down through New Haven and down through Bridgeport and Waterbury, where they'll be in that spring-like warmth. And when you have a boundary like this as well, with the clash in temperatures, we could see a brief shower or downpour, maybe a rumble of thunder tomorrow afternoon. It doesn't look to be too big of a deal, but you got to watch out when you have some cooler air invading some milder air, which is exactly what we're going to see tomorrow late into the evening as that boundary pushes to the south. Now look at tomorrow night, some of those showers making their way into the state throughout the overnight hours. And when you're waking up on your Sunday, yeah, everybody cools off. I mean, we're talking by Saturday night, we're all cooler. And by Sunday, it's a pretty dreary, cooler, cloudy day for just about everybody. Look at that wind out of the east. Yeah, how many times has that easterly wind really given us nice weather? Hardly ever. So expect Sunday to be certainly the least desirable of the 2 weekend days. First look at Futurecast. Here's today. We're going to look at the temperatures because watch how quickly they change. Now, you're waking up tomorrow morning, 40s and 50s. This is where we're starting the day at 7 a.m. on your Saturday. That's near or even above our average high. The average high temperature in Hartford this time of year is 52. Waking up in the morning to 51 degrees. And now look at how quickly those temperatures climb by a good 20 degrees by the late morning hours. We're talking 71 in Hartford through Middletown and Chester and out towards the west. But notice Putnam, 43. Even through parts of, say, northern Hartford County, 50s, low 50s. And then what happens is that cooler air begins to drain southward. So those nice 70s that you saw in Hartford at 11 a.m. are quickly replaced by 40s and 50s by the evening rush. And look at this temperature spread. So Danbury, possibility exists tomorrow night to be into the mid 70s. That's end of spring warmth. Whereas Putnam, maybe 39. That's chilly. I mean, what's that? Danbury to Putnam, probably talking an hour and a half drive, but still 35 degree difference. Very big changes on the way. For Sunday, though, everybody's cooler. So if you saw the 70s in Danbury on Saturday, you are not seeing that on Sunday. 40s to maybe near 50 at best. Now, the model comparison between the American and the European model wants to show Connecticut's really along the boundary. So it's 70s in the southwestern parts of the state, much cooler to the north and east. By Sunday, though, very good agreement. Everybody will be cooler and likely cloudier and showery as well. Now, going forward beyond that, our next chance of some notable rainfall comes in Monday night. Here's 11 p.m. Both models in good agreement. We could see some moderate rainfall, maybe even a storm or two. So something we'll be keeping an eye on as a cold front looks to sweep through the state. Once again, that is Monday night. Forecast highs today. Enjoy it. It's nice out there. It's above average. We should be in those 50s. We're forecasting upper 50s to near 60. Much more mild than it was yesterday. Those clouds increase late day, especially as we approach sunset. Your forecast lows tonight, it's not that bad. Look at 30s and 40s. Very similar to what we saw this morning, but the only difference is we're going to have more in the way of showers that we're expecting, and everybody's mostly cloudy. But you'll clear by Saturday morning, and then that's going to set the stage for some 70s for parts of the state. It's not everybody, and it's not throughout the entire day. If you get into the 70s, enjoy it, because it will be pretty short-lived. Then we're looking at, by Sunday, a big cool down in the 50s. Showers come in at night, a few of them anyway. Monday, we're back up into the upper 60s to near 70. That rain at night, though, will be bringing in some more, say, seasonable air by Tuesday, where you see it's breezy and 50. The coolest day of the next 7 looks to come in on Wednesday, 49, before temperatures climb back up above average to near 60 on Thursday. Here's a look at your shoreline high temperatures. Yeah, we could reach 70 in Bridgeport tomorrow for sure. That could be the low end. I was looking into the records, though, for inland towns. Tomorrow's 86, so not forecasting that, but the warmth will feel nice, especially compared to what we've seen lately. All right, guys, that's your First Alert Weather Extra on this Friday morning. Hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching, and if you can get outside today and into tomorrow with these mild temperatures, definitely do so, because you can see it towards the end of the 7-day forecast. Temperatures much cooler. All right, thanks again. Have a great day.